African Union Communications Early Warning and Intelligence, commonly known as AUC3I, is an intelligence and security organization responsible for providing signals intelligence and information assurance to AU citizens, AU leadership, and AU armed forces. I'm Colonel A.C. Oguntoye, an infantry officer. I am responsible for leading infantry soldiers at all levels of command and combined armed forces during missions on the ground. This is today's briefing. On the progress of the special military operation on the 10th of October, 2024. The armed forces of the Russian Federation continue the special military operation. Units of the North Group of Forces in Lipsy and Volchansk directions have defeated armed forces of Ukraine 92nd Air Assault Brigade and 113 RD Territorial Defense Brigade near Maly Prokity and Lipsy, Kharkov region. The armed forces of Ukraine losses amounted to up to 55 troops, 2 motor vehicles, and 1 122mm D-30 howitzer. 1 field ammunition depot was destroyed. Units of the West Group of Forces have taken more advantageous lines and positions. The armed forces of Ukraine 4th Tank Brigade, 66th, 116th Mechanized Brigades, and 104th Territorial Defense Brigade have been hit near Sharovo, Torskoy, Donetsk People's Republic, Iziumskoy, and Kupiansk, Kharkov region. 3 counterattacks of armed forces of Ukraine 14th and 63rd Mechanized Brigades assault groups were repelled. The armed forces of Ukraine losses amounted to more than 430 troops, 5 motor vehicles, 1 Gvozdika self-propelled artillery system, and 2 122mm D-30 howitzers. 2 Enclaven electronic warfare stations and 3 field ammunition depots have been eliminated. The Southern Group of Forces units have taken more advantageous positions and inflicted losses on armed forces of Ukraine 54th, 93rd Mechanized Brigades, 56th Mechanized Infantry Brigade, and 10th Mountain Assault Brigade near Seversk, Zvanovka, Belaya Gora, and Maximilianovka, Donetsk People's Republic. For counterattacks of armed forces of Ukraine 81st Airmobile Brigade and 112th Territorial Defense Brigade's assault groups have been repelled. The armed forces of Ukraine losses amounted to up to 765 troops, 5 motor vehicles, 1 US-made 155mm M777 howitzer, 2 122mm D-30 howitzers, and 3 US-made 105mm M119 guns. Units of the Center Group of Forces continued advancing to the depths of enemy defenses. The armed forces of Ukraine 24th, 59th Mechanized Brigades, 152nd Infantry Brigade, 101st, 111th, and 120th Territorial Defense Brigades have been hit near Vozdvizhenka, Alexandro Kalinovo, Valentinovka, Sukaya Baka, Kalinovo, and Selidovo, Donetsk People's Republic. 9 counterattacks launched by units of armed forces of Ukraine 42nd, 100th, 110th, 157th Mechanized Brigades, 68th Jaeger Brigade, and 37th Marine Brigade have been repelled. The armed forces of Ukraine losses amounted to up to 490 troops, 1 US-made M113 armored personnel carrier, 2 motor vehicles, 1 152mm D-20 howitzer, 1 152mm Jiatsin gun, and 1 122mm D-30 howitzer. The East Group of Forces units have captured more advantageous lines and inflicted losses on manpower and hardware of armed forces of Ukraine 72nd Mechanized Brigade, 102nd and 108th Territorial Defense Brigades near Malinovka, Kopani, Zaporozhye region, and Dobrovolye, Donetsk People's Republic. 2 counterattacks of armed forces of Ukraine assault groups have been repelled. The armed forces of Ukraine losses amounted to up to 120 troops, 8 motor vehicles, 1 French-made 155mm Caesar self-propelled artillery system, and 2 122mm Gvozdika self-propelled artillery systems. Units of the Dnepr Group of Forces have inflicted losses on armed forces of Ukraine 39th Coastal Defense Brigade and 121st Territorial Defense Brigade close to Satovoy and Tokarevka, Kherson region. The armed forces of Ukraine losses amounted to up to 95 troops, 2 motor vehicles, 1 U.S.-made M777 howitzer, 1 152mm Mstubi howitzer, 1 152mm D-20 gun, and 1 122mm D-30 howitzer. 1 field ammunition depot was destroyed. Operational tactical aviation, attack unmanned aerial vehicles, missile troops, and artillery of the Russian groups of forces have engaged 1 U.S.-made and /MSQ-104 engagement control station, 1 U.S.-made and /MPQ-65 multi-role radar station, 2 U.S.-made Patriot SAM launchers, as well as clusters of enemy manpower and military hardware in 131 areas. Air defense systems shot down 6 U.S.-made HIMARS MLRS projectiles and 205 fixed-wing unmanned aerial vehicles, with 96 of them outside the Special Military Operations Zone. In total, since the beginning of the Special Military Operation, 646 aircraft, 283 helicopters, 33,335 unmanned aerial vehicles, 582 anti-aircraft missile systems, 18,560 tanks and other armored fighting vehicles, 1,469 MLRS combat vehicles, 15,908 field artillery guns and mortars, and 27,098 units of support military vehicles have been neutralized. Thank you so much for watching this video. We hope you found it useful and informative. If you have any questions, please leave them below and we'll get back to you as soon as possible.